Kiss of the Spider-Woman. Will J.Lo finally get her Oscar? For decades, Jennifer Lopez has been one of the most recognizable names in entertainment. Music, film, fashion, performance, she's done it all. But there's one accolade that has continued to elude her: an Academy Award. Now, with Kiss of the Spider-Woman, the question is back on the table, and louder than ever. Is this finally the role that earns JLo her Oscar? Tonight, we're breaking down the role, the history, the awards landscape, and whether this could be the moment the Academy finally says yes. Kiss of the Spider-Woman is not just any project. It's a story with serious prestige DNA. Originally a novel by Manuel Puig, later adapted into an acclaimed stage musical and an Oscar-winning 1985 film, the story explores fantasy, survival, identity, and emotional escape, all through deeply layered characters. Jennifer Lopez steps into a role that is emotionally complex, performance-driven, symbolic rather than flashy. This is exactly the kind of material the Academy traditionally responds to: character studies, inner conflict, transformation, and restraint. For Lopez, that alone makes this project different from many of her past films. Let's be clear. This is not Jennifer Lopez's first brush with Oscar buzz. She was widely praised for Selena, a breakout dramatic performance. Out of Sight, critically respected and restrained. Hustlers, the closest she's ever come, with many calling her snub one of the Academy's biggest recent misses. That Hustlers moment changed the narrative. Suddenly, the conversation wasn't "Can JLo act?" It became "Why hasn't she been nominated yet?" Kiss of the Spider-Woman arrives in a post-Hustlers world, where critics, audiences, and voters are more willing to take her seriously as a dramatic actress. Awards performances often share a few key traits, and this role appears to check many of those boxes. First, transformation. This isn't a pop star persona or glamorous leading lady role. It's a character built on mood, imagination, and emotional symbolism. Second, restraint. The Academy often rewards performances that hold back rather than push outward. Subtle expressions, emotional control, internal struggle. Third, narrative weight. The character functions almost as a psychological lifeline, representing fantasy, comfort, escape, and meaning in a brutal environment. If Lopez leans into nuance rather than spectacle, this could be the most awards-tailored performance of her career. Timing matters in Oscar races, and this timing may finally favor her. Jennifer Lopez is now viewed as a long-standing industry figure, a cultural icon with decades of influence, an artist who has paid her dues. The Academy often rewards not just a single performance, but a career moment. Think of actors who won not for their first great role, but for the one that felt like recognition long overdue. If voters see this as JLo's time, that narrative alone can carry real weight. Timing matters in Oscar races, and this timing may finally favor her. Jennifer Lopez is now viewed as a long-standing industry figure, a cultural icon with decades of influence, an artist who has paid her dues. The Academy often rewards not just a single performance, but a career moment. Think of actors who won not for their first great role, but for the one that felt like recognition long overdue. If voters see this as JLo's time, that narrative alone can carry real weight. What makes this moment feel unique isn't just the role, it's where Lopez is personally and professionally. She has spoken openly about growth, reinvention, choosing projects with meaning rather than image. There's less to prove, and paradoxically, that's when actors often deliver their best work. This doesn't feel like an Oscar chase. It feels like an artist choosing a story that challenges her, and letting the results speak for themselves. If Jennifer Lopez were to finally receive an Oscar nomination, or win, it would be more than a trophy. It would cement her legacy as a serious actress, reframe decades of underestimation, validate her evolution beyond pop stardom. It would also send a broader message that reinvention, longevity, and artistic risk still matter in Hollywood. So, will Kiss of the Spider-Woman finally earn Jennifer Lopez her Oscar? No one knows yet. But for the first time in a long time, the question doesn't feel hopeful or hypothetical. It feels possible. And sometimes, in awards season, possibility is where history begins.